I was 15 when everything shattered. My name's Kaylee Brooks, and I grew up in a rusty trailer in a nowhere town in West Virginia, the kind of place where dreams go to die. It was just me and Dad Dale, a mechanic who smelled like oil and whiskey most days. He wasn't always a monster. Sometimes he'd laugh, toss me a greasy rag to wipe my hands after helping him fix a carburetor. But the bottle took him over, bit by bit, until I didn't recognize him anymore. That night, though, the one that changed everything, he didn't just yell. He hit me. Hard. And I kept it locked inside, a secret rotting in my chest, until it grew into something I couldn't hide. It started like any other fight. I'd burned the mac and cheese, stupid, I know, but the stove was junk and I was tired from school. He stumbled in, eyes bloodshot, bottle swinging in his hand. You can't do one damn thing right, can you? He slurred, voice sharp enough to cut. I mumbled sorry, kept my head down. That usually worked. Not this time. He threw the bottle, missed me by an inch, glass exploding against the wall. I froze. Then his fist came, slamming into my jaw. I hit the floor, tasting blood, ears ringing. He stood over me, breathing heavy, like he was surprised too. Get up, he growled. I did, shaking, and locked myself in my room. He didn't follow. I didn't tell anyone. Who would I tell? Mom left when I was 6, and the neighbors minded their own business. I wore long sleeves to hide the bruises, kept my mouth shut at school. But it didn't stop. The yelling got worse, the shoves harder. I'd flinch when he raised his hand, and he'd laugh, like it was a game. Months went by, and I got good at pretending, smiling at teachers, dodging questions. Until I couldn't pretend anymore. I started feeling sick, throwing up in the mornings. Thought it was stress. Then my jeans wouldn't zip. I stole a test from the dollar store, locked myself in the bathroom, and stared at 2 pink lines. Pregnant. From him. My own dad. I wanted to scream, but I just sat there, numb, while he banged on the door yelling about dinner. I hid it for weeks. Baggy hoodies, hunched shoulders, nobody noticed. Or so I thought. Mrs. Jennings, my school counselor, caught me in the hall one day. She's got these hawk eyes, sees everything. Kaylee, you okay? She asked, voice soft but firm. I nodded, too quick. She didn't buy it. Come talk to me, she said, steering me to her office. I sat there, picking at my nails while she waited. Patient. Too patient. What's going on? She pressed. And I broke. Words spilled out, Dad. The hitting, the night I couldn't forget, the baby. My hands shook so bad I had to sit on them. She didn't flinch, just listened, then picked up the phone. We're getting you out, she said. I didn't argue. Child services came fast. Cops too. They hauled Dale off in handcuffs while I sat on the curb, staring at my sneakers. He didn't even look at me, just cursed and spat as they shoved him in the car. A social worker drove me to Charleston that night, to Aunt Tricia's place. I hadn't seen her in years. Dad always said she was a flake. She opened the door, took one look at me, and pulled me into a hug that smelled like coffee and grease. You're staying here, she said, no questions. Her trailer was bigger than ours, cleaner too, with a pull-out couch she made up for me. I lay there, staring at the ceiling, feeling the weight of it all. I was free from him, but not from what he'd done. Not yet. The next morning, Trish sat me down at her chipped kitchen table. You're pregnant, she asked straight up. I nodded, throat tight. She didn't yell, didn't judge. Okay, she said, lighting a cigarette. We'll figure it out. But you're not going back there. Her voice was steel. I believed her. She worked at a diner, long shifts on her feet, but she promised to help. I didn't know what came next, school, the baby, any of it. All I knew was I was terrified, ashamed, and stuck. But for the first time in months, I wasn't alone. That was something. Maybe enough to keep going. I turned 16 a month after moving in with Aunt Trish, and 2 weeks later, Harper came screaming into the world. Labor hurt like hell, 18 hours of it, but when they put her in my arms, tiny and red-faced, I felt something crack open inside me. Not love, not yet, just raw, messy need. She was mine, and I had to figure out how to not screw her up. Trish was there, barking at the nurses when they moved too slow, then showing me how to hold Harper so her head didn't flop. "You'll get the hang of it," she said, handing me a bottle. I wasn't so sure. Life got real fast. Trish's trailer wasn't big, 2 bedrooms, a bathroom you could barely turn around in, but we made it work. Harper slept in a crib next to my pullout, waking me every few hours with these little wails that cut right through me. I'd stumble around, half dead, mixing formula while Trish snored down the hall. She'd take over mornings so I could shower and eat, then head to her shift at the diner. "You're doing fine," she'd say, tossing me a tired smile. I didn't feel fine. Nightmares kept me up, Dad's fists, his voice, that night, and I'd wake up gasping, checking Harper to make sure she was still breathing. Guilt ate at me. I should have fought harder, run sooner. Now I had this kid, and I didn't know how to be her mom. School was a mess too. I couldn't go back to regular high school. Too many stairs, too much gossip, so Trish found this alternative program. Classes 3 days a week, plus night work I could do at home. I'd study after Harper crashed, hunched over textbooks at the kitchen table, fighting to keep my eyes open. Math sucked, but I was good at science, biology especially. Maybe because it made sense, all those rules about how things worked. My life didn't have rules anymore, just chaos I had to wrestle into shape. Trish pushed me. "You're not dropping out," she'd snap when I got frustrated. "You're smarter than that." She was right, but it didn't make it easier. Therapy started a few weeks after Harper. Free clinic downtown, Trish drove me, Harper strapped in a second-hand car seat. The counselor, Ms. Linda, had this calm way about her, like nothing I said could shake her. I didn't want to talk at first, just sat there, arms crossed, while she waited. Then one day I cracked. "I hate him," I said, voice shaking. "And I hate me for letting it happen." She didn't coddle me, just asked, "What's letting it happen mean to you?" I didn't have an answer. We dug into it, Dad, the shame, the fear. She taught me to call it what it was, abuse, not my fault. It didn't fix me, but it gave me something to hold on to. I started writing stuff down, angry letters to him I'd never send. It helped. Money was tight. Trish's paycheck covered rent and basics, but diapers and formula added up. So I started working at the diner weekends, bussing tables while Trish waited them. Harper stayed with a neighbor lady, Mrs. Cole, who'd watch her for a few bucks and a plate of fries. The diner crowd was rough, truckers, locals, loudmouths who'd whisper about me when they thought I couldn't hear. "That's Dale's girl, knocked up by God knows who," they'd say. I clenched my jaw and kept moving. Tips were shit, but I saved every dime, stacking cans of formula in the pantry like trophies. Trish caught me counting change once, laughed, and said, "You're tougher than you look, kid." Maybe she was right. Harper grew fast, chubby cheeks, big blue eyes, babbling at me like I was her whole world. One night, I was feeding her, and she grabbed my finger, grinning. My chest tightened. I didn't want her to know where she came from, what he did. I wanted her to have me, just me, and Trish too. We were a team now, patched together but holding. I still jumped at loud noises, still checked the locks twice, but I was getting through it. Day by day, I was clawing my way up. For her. For me. By the time I hit 17, I was running on fumes, but I was still in the game. Harper was one, toddling around Trish's trailer, leaving a trail of mashed Cheerios I'd sweep up before crashing. School was a grind. Alternative program meant I had to prove myself twice as hard, but I aced my finals that spring. Teachers started saying stuff like, "You've got potential, Kaylee." Potential. Weird word when you're changing diapers at 3 a.m. and scrubbing grease off diner plates. But it stuck with me, like maybe I could be more than just Dale's messed up kid. Therapy kept me sane. Ms. Linda pushed me to face the dark stuff, nightmares where Dad's hands were on me, guilt that gnawed when I looked at Harper. "You didn't choose this," she'd say, firm. He did. I started believing her, little by little. One session, I told her I wanted to do something with my life, not just survive it. She nodded, handed me a pamphlet about nursing programs at the community college in Charleston. Start small, she said. You're already tougher than most. I folded it up, shoved it in my pocket. It felt like a lifeline. Trish was my rock, but she wasn't soft. You want to make it, you gotta move fast, she told me one night, chain smoking over a cup of black coffee. She'd gotten me a beat-up laptop from a pawn shop. Thing wheezed like it was dying, but it worked. I stayed up late researching scholarships, nursing tracks, anything to get me out of the hole. Harper'd sleep curled against me, her little breath steady while I typed. I wasn't letting her grow up like I did, scared, broke, stuck. No way. Work at the diner got harder. Word spread, small towns don't forget. Guys I'd known since grade school smirked when I cleared their tables. Heard your old man's in the pen, one said, loud enough for the room to hear. What did he do, Kaylee? I froze, trays shaking in my hands. Trish swooped in, slamming a coffee pot down. Mind your damn business, Tommy, or eat somewhere else, she snapped. He shut up, but the damage was done. I ducked into the back, splashing cold water on my face, telling myself to breathe. I couldn't let them win. School graduation came at 20. I'd pushed through, honors and all, while Harper turned for wild hair, louder every day, calling Trish Nana, like it was her job. The ceremony was small, just caps and gowns in a gym, but Trish hooped when my name got called. I walked across, diploma in hand, feeling taller than I ever had. Afterward, she hugged me so tight I couldn't breathe. Proud of you, she muttered, voice rough. Harper tugged my sleeve, grinning. Mommy's smart, she said. I laughed, shaky. Maybe I was. College was the next fight. I'd landed a scholarship, full ride, nursing track after months of applications. Charleston Community wasn't fancy, but it was mine. First day, I walked in terrified, backpack slung over one shoulder, Harper at daycare thanks to Trish pulling strings. Classes were brutal, anatomy, chemistry, labs, but I loved it. Cutting through bullshit to fix people? That I could do. Then I met Ryan. Health fair, second semester. He was 23, EMT student, volunteering at a blood pressure booth. Quiet guy, sandy hair, handing out pamphlets with this shy smile. Harper ran up, asking about his stethoscope, and he knelt down, letting her listen to his heartbeat. Cool, huh? He said. She giggled. I watched, arms crossed, waiting for the catch. He didn't push. Just kept showing up, study groups, cafeteria, always calm. Need a hand? He'd ask when I juggled books and Harper's drawings. I'd shrug him off. Men made me twitchy, Dad's shadow lingered. But Ryan wasn't Dad. One day, Harper fell at daycare, scraped her knee bad. I was stuck in class, freaking out. He showed up at Trish's with a first aid kit, patched her up, told her paramedic stories till she stopped crying. Thought you could use the help, he said when I got home, no smirk, no strings. I stared at him, walls cracking. Thanks, I muttered. He nodded, left. That was it. The start. I was 21 when Ryan started sticking around more, and it scared the hell out of me. Harper adored him, called him before I could blink, tugging him to fix her tricycle or read her books. He'd show up after class, hands in his pockets, asking how my day was. Simple stuff. Too simple. I'd catch myself waiting for the other shoe to drop, yelling, fists, something to prove he was like Dad. But he wasn't. One night, I came home from a late shift at the diner, bone-tired, and found him on the couch with Harper asleep on his chest, a cartoon flickering on the TV. She wouldn't settle, he said, quiet. Figured I'd wait, till you got back. I stood there, frozen, heart pounding. Nobody'd ever done that for me. You didn't have to, I said. He just smiled. Wanted to. College kept me busy. Nursing labs, exams, 12-hour study marathons. I was good at it, though. Professors noticed. You've got steady hands, one said during a clinical. Patients trust that. I liked the idea, helping people who couldn't help themselves. Harper was 4.5, loud and curious, asking why I had to leave for school so much. So we can have a better life, I told her, brushing her hair. She'd nod, serious, like she got it. Trish helped, picking up extra shifts to cover daycare. "You're getting there," she'd say, tossing me a granola bar when I forgot to eat. I was, slowly. But Ryan messed with my head. He'd bring groceries when my fridge was empty, milk, bread, stuff for Harper. No big deal to him. "Saw you were low," he'd say, shrugging. I'd snap sometimes, sharp. "I can handle it myself." He never fought back, just nodded, waited me out. I hated how easy he made it look, how he didn't flinch when I got prickly. Therapy helped me unpack it. "Trust's hard when it's been broken," Ms. Linda said one session. "Does he give you a reason not to?" I didn't have an answer. Dad's ghost hung heavy. Every loud noise still made me jump. Every raised voice sent me spinning. Ryan wasn't loud. He was steady. Too steady, maybe. One day, he fixed Harper's tricycle, wheel'd been wobbling for weeks. I'd tried, failed, left it in the yard. He showed up with tools, got it rolling smooth, then handed her the helmet. "Go test it," he said. She squealed, pedaling off while I watched from the steps. "Why do you keep doing this?" I asked, voice tight. He wiped grease off his hands, looked at me straight. "Because I like you, Kaylee. Both of you. No games, no push." My stomach flipped. I wanted to run, but I didn't. "I'm not good at this," I said. He grinned, small. "Me neither. We'll figure it out." That was the first time I let myself think maybe. School pushed me harder. Clinicals started, real patients, real stakes. I'd bandage wounds, check vitals, calm scared moms while Harper's face flashed in my mind. I graduated at 22, nursing degree in hand, a pin on my scrubs. Trish threw a party, diner crew, Harper in a paper crown, Ryan grilling burgers in the backyard. I felt it then, standing there with my diploma. I'd clawed my way up. Not out yet, but up. Harper hugged my legs, yelling, "Mommy's a nurse." Ryan caught my eye, raised his beer. "Told you," he said. I smirked back, shaky but real. Dad got out that year. Parole. Trish told me, heard it from some old neighbor. "He's asking about you," she said, face hard. I went cold. "He doesn't get near us," I told her. She nodded. Damn right. I didn't call him, didn't write. He wasn't my family anymore. Harper and Trish were. Ryan too, maybe, if I could let him in. That night, I locked the doors, checked them twice, and held Harper till she fell asleep. He couldn't touch us. Not again. I was building something, and I'd fight to keep it. I was 23 when I started working as a nurse, and it felt like stepping into a new skin. Charleston General hired me straight out of school, ER shifts, chaos from the jump. Blood, broken bones, scared families, I handled it all, hands steady even when my head wasn't. Harper was 5, starting kindergarten, proud of her backpack and her mom in scrubs. "You fix people, right?" she'd ask, big eyes on me. "Yeah," I'd say, kissing her forehead. Trying to. Trish'd watch her after school, diner grease still on her hands, while I pulled 12-hour shifts. "You're a damn machine," she'd tell me, half laughing. I had to be. Ryan was still there, closer now. He'd finished EMT training, started working ambulance runs. We'd sync up sometimes, him rolling patients in, me taking over. "Good hands," he'd say, passing me a chart with that quiet grin. I'd roll my eyes, but it stuck. Outside work, he was at the trailer more, cooking dinner when I was wiped, playing tag with Harper in the yard. One night, he stayed late, and we ended up on the couch, TV low, Harper asleep. "You ever think about us?" he asked, voice soft. I tensed. "What's US?" I shot back. He didn't flinch. "You, me, her. A family." My throat locked up. I didn't answer, just stared at the screen. He let it drop, but the word hung there. Work was my anchor. I'd stitch up drunks, calm overdose cases, hold hands with old ladies who didn't make it. It was brutal, but I was good. Charge nurse started trusting me with the tough calls. Pay was decent too, enough to move us out of Trish's trailer into a small rental nearby. 2 bedrooms, a porch, ours. Harper picked her room, painted it yellow with Trish's help. Nana says it's sunshine, she told me, beaming. I hugged her tight, feeling the weight lift a little. Trish stayed close, still my backup, but she grinned when I handed her the spare key. You're doing it, kid, she said. I was. Ryan proposed at 24. Nothing big, just us on that porch, Harper asleep inside. He pulled a ring from his pocket, simple silver band, and held it out. I'm not going anywhere, he said. Marry me? My heart slammed. I wanted to say yes, but Dad's face flashed anger, betrayal, pain. I don't know, I whispered. He nodded, slid the ring back in his pocket. I'll wait, he said. No push, no guilt. That's when I knew I could. A week later, I found him fixing a leaky sink, Harper giggling, handing him tools, and I said, yes. Quiet, quick. He looked up, grinned. Yeah? I nodded. Harper clapped like she understood. The wedding was small backyard at Trish's summer heat, 25 years old. Harper was flower girl, tossing petals everywhere, calling Ryan Riri like always. Trish walked me down the aisle, jeans and a nice shirt, no fuss. I wore a white sundress, hands shaking till Ryan took them. You're sure? He whispered. Yeah, I said, and meant it. Vows were short, real. He promised to stick, I promised to try. Rings slid on, and Harper yelled, you're married. People laughed. Diner crew, a few nurses, Ryan's EMT buddies. We ate burgers, danced to a radio. Simple. Mine. Dad tried reaching out after. Letter came, scribbled, smudged, sent from some halfway house. I'm sorry, it said. Want to see you. I read it once, hands cold, then burned it in the sink. Trish saw, didn't say a word, just squeezed my shoulder. He didn't know me anymore, didn't deserve to. Harper was my line in the sand, and Ryan too now. They were my family, built from scratch, not owed to anyone. I locked the door that night, checked it twice, and slept hard. No nightmares. Just quiet. I'm 25 now, and life feels like mine for the first time. I'm still at Charleston General, a registered nurse pulling ER shifts. Blood and chaos don't faze me anymore. Harper's 6, all energy and questions, riding her bike in circles around our little rental's yard. Ryan's there too, my husband now, steady as ever. One evening, I lean on the porch rail, watching him teach her to balance, no training wheels, just his hand hovering until she pedals off alone. She shrieks, proud, and he looks back at me, grinning. She's got it, he says. I nod, chest tight. This is it, my win, my family, my story. Work's a beast, but I'm good at it. Last week, I ran a code. Guy flatlined, heart stopped cold. I called shots, pushed meds, got him back. Charge nurse clapped my shoulder after. You're a rock, Brooks, she said. Brooks, Ryan's name now too. Pays solid, enough for rent, Harper's school stuff, a little extra to save. Trish comes by Sundays, cooks too much, tells Harper stories about me as a kid. Your mom was stubborn as hell, she says, winking. Harper giggles, says, like me. I laugh. She's right. Ryan's still an EMT, still the guy who shows up. He'll come home from a shift, tired but solid, and fix whatever's broke, leaky faucet, Harper's wobbly shelf. We're a team now. Nights, we'll sit up after Harper's out, talking quiet, work, her, us. You happy? He asked once, hand on mine. I thought about it, Dad's fists, the trailer, the years of clawing out. Then Harper's laugh, this house, him. Yeah, I said. I am. He squeezed my hand. That's enough. Harper's growing fast. She's smart, reads books way above her grade, asks about my job. Can I be a nurse too? She said yesterday, holding my stethoscope. You can be anything, I told her, meaning it. She doesn't know about Dad, not the real stuff. Maybe someday, when she's older, I'll tell her pieces, enough to understand, not enough to hurt. For now, she's got me, Ryan, Trish. That's her world, and I'll keep it safe. Dad's gone for good. Last I heard, he was back in jail, bar fight, parole violation. Trish told me, voice flat. He's done, she said. I didn't feel much, just a cold snap, then nothing. I'd cut him out years ago, burned that bridge to ash. He doesn't get a say, doesn't get us. I check the locks less now, sleep deeper. The nightmares are rare, shadows I can shake off. Therapy's still there when I need it. Ms. Linda's voice in my head. You're not him. I know that now. This evening, I'm on the porch again, sun dipping low. Harper's biking, Ryan's cheering her on. She wipes out, scrapes her knee, and he's there, scooping her up. You're okay, kiddo, he says, brushing dirt off. She nods, tough like me, and gets back on. I watch them, my little crew, and feel it quiet, hard-earned victory. I'm not just the girl who survived Dale. I'm Kaylee, mom, wife, nurse. I built this, fought for it, won it. Harper waves at me, grinning. Look, mommy, she yells. I wave back. I see you, I say. And I do her, Ryan, me. We're here. We're enough.